The first song on the record is called Maker / Wheel Within a Wheel.
Our friend takes drugs every day, and she contemplates life when she...
Words are evocative, and so I like to kind of draw on words that'll make you, that'll connect you to something. And so obviously the idea of maker, it's not the maker, but it's just maker, which could be a number of things, but obviously it has some spiritual overtones to it, as creator, that kind of thing. Wheel within a wheel is directly out of Ezekiel's vision and all that. So, and that particular song, again, musically, it began with this sort of desire to have a song with a kind of rhythm. Which is a hard thing to kind of keep up rhythmically. But I wanted that kind of feel to it, to kind of give it a moving kind of thing. And so it's a very simple chord pattern. It's just, the A, whatever it is, A, B, G, whatever. So,
Play it.
So it's a simple, very simple chord pattern. So, and it's not overly complicated, even in the choruses and all that, which is fine. I don't write complicated songs typically. Lyrically, there's a line that I had written, or I had copied. We would have healed Babylon, but she would not be healed. And so I was thinking about that when I was starting to write the lyrics for this. I think it was St. Mark the Ascetic. Someone will correct me if it's not, but that's where I got it from. And it's the idea of anything can be healed. Anything can be fixed. Anything can be corrected, for the most part, I think. And St. Mark's using a very extreme example of Babylon itself. The sort of the antithesis to sort of true spirituality. And so we would have healed Babylon, but she would not be healed. And this sort of resistance to finding healing. And so when I started writing lyrically for this, I kind of wanted to use a little bit of a narrative as opposed to, I tend to write confessional or observational, I think. And so narrative is a little bit different for me. And so it's a weird thing, but I was hearing confessions at summer camp a few years ago. So I'm a Orthodox priest. We had summer camp with our teenagers. Several hundred teenagers would come together for the week. And as a part of that experience, they're able to come to the sacrament of confession, which a lot of them don't do at their own parishes very often or ever. And so, but they do come to camp, and they'll do that. And so, I'd hear a dozen or so in an evening, just sort of thinking about the terrible sadness that they bring, and the confusion and the hurt, and without going into details about anybody's confessions, obviously, just a lot of the lyrics of this song kind of come out of that impression, especially of the young girls, which there's so much pressure on them, body images, abuse, gender issues, all that kind of thing. And so just reflecting on that, the first line of the song is, our friend takes drugs every day. And that just sort of came out at some point, and you could take it a couple different ways. I was thinking of more of pharmaceuticals, medications to deal with anxieties and to deal with depressions and all that. And I'm not at all opposed to that. A lot of people benefit greatly from that. But it just seems like everyone's on something, it seems like. And I don't have any sort of answer for that necessarily, other than make sure you do what your doctor tells you to do. I think that's a good thing to do. But reflecting on that, our friend takes drugs every day, and she contemplates life when she plays so hard upon the piano keys. Just this image of this girl sitting there feeling, all the stuff and so frustrated that she's just banging out something on a piano, right? And the song actually has a little bit of a piano thing kind of doing that a little bit. And then it kind of moves through that sort of storyline, how you can't capture the emotion. Like you can express it through that action of banging on a piano, but you can't do anything with it. It doesn't, it expresses it. And so, but it's elusive still. It fades away like light at the end of day kind of thing. And then the chorus of that is more of just as a priest, just, okay, the only thing I can do is hear your confession. Like that's the one thing that I can offer that I know will bring some measure of relief. Maybe not answers, but certainly I think some measure of relief. Come in, find a place to lay your head, take a moment. No one's going anywhere. Yes, I swear. Yes, I swear. Yes, I swear.
Find a place to lay your head. Take a moment. No one's going anywhere. Yes, I swear. Yes, I swear. Yes, I swear.
And so this is that, we all need someone, I think, that we can confide in like that. So it's in the sacrament of confession, you definitely can find that, or at least I have found that, and I try to offer that to people. So that's the idea behind it. And go on, read the lines out loud. Your voice will have to do it without the power. The guards keep changing it every hour. It's this, in the confession, there are lines there are prayers that we pray, and you may not mean them at first, but you keep repeating them, you keep saying them. And the guards are the thoughts that kind of keep intruding and trying to stop you from doing the thing that needs to be done. So, it's a fairly straightforward, idea behind a song. I don't think it's necessarily, like, thematically, it's not an introduction to the full record,
Right.
but it's just that experience of hurt and healing, and potentially how we can deal with that. This is what it means to me.
Yeah.
And you don't set out to do that on purpose. It just, once you get an idea, once you sort of, for me anyway, I will write a line and it will lead to another line, and then it'll kind of provoke an image or an idea, and you'll kind of, at least for me, I kind of go with that. So one of the better live things that we did together, so I went and changed it, and I don't know why.
Perversely.
So then, so I basically did it cut time with like a keyboard arpeggiated thing, and we recorded that in Nashville, and then got that back and said, this is terrible, and so then we had to re-record the whole thing.